welcome to the Good Doctors Diagnose for Monday, November 6, 2019. I'm Dr. Kristen Donnelly, and today I want to talk briefly about how theater played an important role in my leadership journey. So on Mondays for the Good Doctors Diagnose, we like to talk about things that potentially are directly applicable to your office culture, your organizational culture, without kind of doing any sort of metaphorical popular culture analysis, so you may be thinking, well, theater, that should belong on Wednesday, Kristen. I actually, because I'm not going to be talking about shows themselves, but in fact, the process of creating theater. Bear with me, I think this will be helpful for today. So I started doing theater and theatrical productions probably when I was 2 or 3 in church. There's a very adorable video of me doing a lion. I was a lion for some nativity play, much like how there is more than one lobster present at the birth of Jesus. Evidently, there was more than one lion too. And I caught the bug. I was in choirs and bands. I play a couple different instruments, or did at certain times in my life. But theater was a huge, huge part of who I was as a hobby, of my participation in it all the way through college. And since then, I've certainly stayed with choirs, but since then it's become a bit more of a hobby. I just attend live theater as often as I possibly can. But when I was in high school, being part of directing and participating in theater taught me a whole lot about working with a team. Even one-man shows are not one-man shows. Theater is a collaborative environment, not only with the people that work to create the thing that is happening on the stage, but the people that participate in the event as the audience. If you've never been a performer and you've heard performers say things like, well, it was a bad audience last night, you may be rolling your eyes and thinking like, oh, does it really have that much to do with it? I promise it does. I promise it does. When you're up there performing and potentially doing a very emotional scene or singing a song that is really hard, and you're trying your best to be present in the moment, and you look out in the audience and everybody's faces are blank, or somebody is sleeping, or people are texting, it's very hard to stay present in that moment. Much like in leadership, when you're trying to really be present with your employees and potentially they're on their computers or whatever, in the same token, potentially your employees are trying to be present with you and you are too busy being distracted by other things. So I learned very, very quickly that everybody has a role in different things and everybody's gifts are important. The person on the stage is simply a cumulative event of a whole lot of other work. There isn't hierarchy, really, if you think about it. Because sure, the person on stage is the one that may get the applause, especially the last one to take the curtain call. But the people that represent that journey are massive, not only from all their personal coaches, but then everybody backstage, the stage managers, the costumers, the prop masters, the stage door manager, especially at professional theaters. Everybody is an ecosystem that really, really needs to function together. This is one of the reasons that I think theater is more of a family. Professional theater is more of a family than some other professions, because you really do have to rely on absolutely everybody. Because the absolute most important priority every day is the show must go on. So there's going to be stand-ins, and there's going to be a lot of improvisation, and there's going to be a lot of how do we make this work? But absolutely no matter what, the show must go on. In your company or your business, there's probably a lot of things like that. The product must get out the door. The customer must be happy. The event has to get launched. And there comes a time, many times usually in the life of a leader, where it doesn't matter what the plan was. All that matters is what's happening in this moment and the problem you have to solve. My friends that have children often ask me for advice on kind of hobbies or things that I think they should get interested in if I want their kids to be really well-rounded. My answer is absolutely always theater. Because, like I said, and this can, if your school doesn't have a good theater program, there's obviously other things that can fulfill this. But some sort of collaborative event where plans go out the window really quickly, and you have to show up completely prepared and be, as excellent as you can be in your own right, and then recognize at any given moment it can completely go pear-shaped, and you still got to make it work, is a really important lesson for teenagers to learn, and a really important lesson for adults to carry. I'm a proud theater kid. Most of the stereotypes are true. I am overdramatic. I can burst into song at any time. I have no problem believing that people would dance their way through Central Park if they could. And I do believe in happily ever afters. But I also believe in collaboration and creativity, and the only limits to the story you can tell being your imagination. So that's it for today's Good Doctors Diagnose. I hope you have a great Monday, and we'll see you later. Bye.